Lama Tsongkhapa, so he has to rejoice. Lama Tsongkhapa said, the unconceivable merits collected in the past and present, future. So the this time clarify, spread preserved and spread the Buddhist teaching. Regards view, conduct, meditation. That most pure So particular today, many famous meditators, then Kasure, particularly in the right view, the renunciation of Buddha to the emptiness is the right view. So Kasure, many find hard to see the middle way view, not falling devoid of nihilism and eternalism, extreme nihilism, extreme eternalism. So devoid of that. So, of course, it's a incredible merit. It's unbelievable merit in unity, the cause. Also, one thing, a lot of merit. So because that and difficult to see, difficult to realize in the middle way, devoid of nihilism and devoid of eternalism. Nihilism, you see, doesn't exist. For example, I doesn't exist, action doesn't exist, object doesn't exist. So, aggregates does not exist, and for kind of like that, so fall in nihilism or fall in eternalism, so like that. So can't accept, can't realize, can't accept. So difficult to realize things exist in mere name. Things exist in mere name. Very difficult to see that. Subtle, extremely subtle dependence arising. So difficult. So you fall nihilism or the fall, there's something exists from its own side. How can it exist in mere name? Because it does exist something from its own side. There's something from there. So even though you accept existing man, it exists labeled by mind, even though you do accept that, but you can't accept the mere labeled by mind. From the side of the mind, so in Tibetan, Tokpe Pa Tak Tsam, so say can't accept that. So if you accept that, then it becomes for you do not exist. It's all like that. So there should be something from its own side. Although even you accept the label of my mind, but still, something exists. Something has to exist from its own side. Something very subtle. Something exists. All like that. So then you fall in eternalism. So according to even though it's correct view according to Prasangika Rangjuba, but it's totally wrong. We're going to south according to Prasangika. It's totally wrong. For nihilism, for eternalism. Even though it's correct, according to South Tantrika. View. So anyway, the Nagarjuna's view, then elaborated, wrote result to Nagarjuna, logical reasons, and they proving the six types of six texts. Then as a Manjushri explained, the Buddha wisdom, or the Buddha's wisdom in the form of Manjushri, then as a Manjushri explained, taught as a guru disciple. So then, especially in the emptiness and generally Tantra Sutra, and then especially emptiness as the subtle subjects of emptiness receive teaching from Manjushri directly. So much teaching. So the Lamre Chemo, so it's written by Lama Tsongkhapa, but it can be said it is Manjushri teaching was taught. Those special subtle things, especially regard to emptiness, all the Manjushri taught. So Lama Tsongkhapa learned by asking questions to Manjushri at the beginning through his guru Lama Umapa. The Satya. Begin through his guru Lama Umapa. He asked a question to about emptiness of the day to Manjushri. Then later Lama Tsongkhapa himself can see Manjushri, so then he receives many clarifications and many subtle points, many points of Sutra Tantra, especially the emptiness, and from Manjushri, so much teaching received. All like that, you see. All like that. so explained explained so clearly, so details the person Madhyamika school, the person view the emptiness and the meaning of dependent arising, and the dependent arising in the meaning of emptiness. That's extremely subtle. So things are action, object, samsara, nirvana, hell, enlightenment, everything, happiness, problem, everything exists in the mere name. Everything functions in the mere name. Right there, you see. So, cause the phenomena in the mere name, born in the mere name, cease in the mere name, existing in the mere name, everything in the mere name. All right there. So then you see, by knowing the person giga's emptiness, view emptiness, which is meaning of the subtle dependent arising, you know, because things exist in mere name, so do not exist from its own side at all, not even atom, size of atom. So, in fact, those two are they know where to realize dependent arising without emptiness, there's no where to realize the dependent arising without knowing the emptiness, without nowhere to realize the emptiness without realizing it is dependent arising, existing man name. So like that. So however, then we see because we see without Mr. perfectly, anyway, I'm talking about details, with some of the logics details explained, commentary of the Madhyamika, Gumbarapsa, and then all translation Yingbo, the good explanation of the lecture Ningbo. So hard the explanation of the interpretive different meanings. So then the great Langda Chamo, the great insight, and the many other teachings are there. So explained so elaborately, so clearly, the different schools of view and things like that. And then also Shine Kama Baring, then they say there's a gross attachment that's getting taught, Goba in Tibetan, gross attachment that's getting taught, and subtle attachment that's getting taught, and the gross singing thought and the subtle singing thought. So subtle singing thought, the many famous meditators could not recognize, and then without eliminating subtle singing thought, then they think, gross singing thought is eliminated, so they think it's perfect meditation, because of the perfect meditation activity come about without recognizing the subtleties in thought, recognizing that, and then all that happened, famous materials, and then like that. That is so the mistakes, yeah. So this man then that is yeah. So in Tantra, how to achieve the kasure illicit body. So there is before there was, but very little, not extensive. So Lama Tsongkhapa made very clear, extensive commentary, extensive explanation of how to achieve illicit body. Yeah, so kasure. Before Kasura Lama passed away at Dharamsala, Lama asked several questions to Deputy Seung Tsachi Rinpoche. Before Lama, this was the last time at Dharamsala, Tushita. So Lama was invited and Rinpoche offered Momo. I think there was also rain during that time, rain during that time. I think Rinpoche Lama asked questions, and so Rinpoche thought it was very auspicious. Yeah, so that, and but I don't remember the Kasuri received the answers in writing. That I don't remember whether Lama received the answer during the moment, during the while he was talking to, having conversation with the Rinpoche, Gyabje Seung Tsachi Rinpoche. So then, anyway, there was it is said that yeah. Before it was not so much elaborate, short, so very little. Then Lama Tsongkhapa made extremely clarified about that, and then things like that mentioned there. So Lama's questions regard the illusory body achievement. He taught 6 years Naraba Lama Tsongkhapa Institute in Italy, and during that time, while he was teaching 6 years Naraba, then he saw his root guru, Gyabje Rinpoche, even though it was passed away a long time ago. So during the commentary, while he was teaching, then he saw Gyabje Rinpoche in the Gomba. So Lama cried. Certainly the Lama cried, but didn't explain to the student, just cried. And then after coming back in the room, then Jackie, the secretary, asked also what happened. Then Lama explained he saw Uruguru, Gyabje Rinpoche in the Gomba, in the space, I think, in the Gomba. So that. So anyway, after that, then Lama was doing the mandala offering. He wasn't doing that before, but then after coming back to Lama Tsongkhapa, he was offering mandala much, and he was reading outside aspects. Of course, like as I mentioned, Tsul aspect. So reading the text Guhya Samaja about how to achieve this body, the details. He was much reading of that, and then kind of outside aspect, during that meditation, as well experiment. So even outside cultural aspect, realization of clear light from Tantra, from the graduate completion stage. So, so Lama has achieved that. So then illustrated body, then experimenting, so anyway. So this what Lama Tsongkhapa, the special today, the elaboration of the explant. Then so these are the main. So anyway, as he met most pure, clear what Buddha teaching. Then the additional by receiving teaching from Manjushri, then that is it's not just Lama Tsongkhapa, I want to say this way, I want to be different to others, I want to be this way. No, in the country, it's like ego trip. No, not that. You may, some people may think like that. It's not that. It was taught by Manjushri, not about the institute, but Manjushri. The pure view, pure contact, pure meditation, all the kinds of that. That's talking from the side of the Lama Tsongkhapa teaching particular qualities, so that. So, of course, you see now. In my view, of course, you see, Kilupa Geshe or something, you see, but you see, not, but you see, but for meditation or something, you see, and then maybe not understand exactly, then make mistakes can happen. But this is other sect, Katyanyama Satya, so those great lamas. So because they see past life, lot of merit collected, and lot of merit, and also a very strong Guru devotion. Very strong Guru devotion, and you see when you have very strong Guru devotion, and you see a lot of merit, then even you see, then their mind, their realization, their mind would approach to the correct realization about emptiness, and there are then others because of realization. So they see you would reach due to a lot of Guru devotion, as I went through, so a very strong Guru, then lots of merits, and then your mind can reach to the correct realization. You can reach that, as the Lama Tsongkhapa explained, that can happen. This is how I think. But see, then it will also, but it is not sometimes also not understanding well where the Lama Tsongkhapa explained, or maybe mistakes in meditation, or this also can happen. So like that. So anyway, definitely you can achieve enlightenment from all the four sects. Yes. So as I explained, yes, you see when you have a lot of merit from past life and strong devotion, then slowly, then you get pure conduct, pure view, pure meditation. Yes. So that's the way I think. The way I think. So that's where I think that you see. Otherwise, you have to. Otherwise, then you have to. Otherwise, otherwise you come to the point that you can then you see cannot achieve enlightenment. So you can't accept achieving enlightenment. You see the other sect. You see you can all like that. That see, sorry, that just extra thing happened. So therefore I say, yes, enlightenment you can achieve from all the four sects. Yes. Yes, so that's that's my view. So, sorry. So due to prayers and also even though in the explanation there are commentaries, they're different, but you see, then those meditators who has very much merit collected, then made many prayers, and then so much very strong good devotion or done. Then they reach to the pure meditation, pure conduct, pure view. Then enlightenment is possible on that. So even so anyway, so So you understand from I explained, for many days, quite a few days about the Guru, so like that. You understand from that, or. Anyway, so now finish. Take a Din kasore, lama tonga ba isi kasore, the pure, most pure teachings are already handed down to his disciples, his direct disciples. Then so many then achieved enlightenment completely part, and then handed down to second, handed down the disciple, the direct disciple handed down the next disciples. Then like Jawain Saba, who achieved enlightenment in the brief lifetime. Then you see, so achieved enlightenment like Milarepa, but Japje Son, which often says very comfortably. Jawain Saba achieved enlightenment very comfortably. Very comfortably, without much hardship as a Milarepa. But that Rinpoche was often saying that it's because of quality. He was saying that it's because of quality of Lama Tsongkhapa teaching there. He was saying that Rinpoche Japje Som used to say like that. So anyway, then some Jawain Saba like that, achieved enlightenment, other disciples, then disciple handed down the teachings of Lama Tsongkhapa to third disciple. So it handed down like this. So many become enlightened. So with the disciple. So Kasore up to His Holiness. And so I see. Then you see those many disciples, these indirect disciples and direct disciples. So they Kasore founded Sara Monastery, Gada Monastery, the founded Lama Tsongkhapa, the Depo monasteries, so Depo monastery, the Losaling Mukamang, then Katin Shate Changte, Sarah Che, like that. However, the other direct disciple or indirect disciple, however, all of this, they found the college, the monastery, so on that. These are men, but then there are many others, like Dashilvo Monastery, founded by first incarnation Dalai Lama, Jawakintutrava, then Kasore, the Amdo, the Kumbhu, founded by Lama Tsongkhapa, then Amdo Jayashiva, this large in the Amdo around Tashil. Then there are so many branches of the Sarakata Debunda. There are so many. In Lhasa, in the Tsang, in the Kham, many. So Yeah, so you see, so then all are integrated into Lamrim and practiced and achieve path, achieve enlightenment. So many happened. Become Bodhisattva. So many happened. So down to his own you see. Then able to benefit the plant seed of enlightenment. Many millions and millions of people in the world within 1.5 hour, then able to plant seed of enlightenment in their hearts, bring so much happiness in their heart which they cannot forget in their life. They have to remember again, I can praise again. Oh, so that you see, open the door, sort of to close the suffering, and then open the door for happiness after enlightenment. There many millions of people in the world are there. So however, then when the disciples achieved the path, Sutra Tantra path, some of the disciples by receiving teaching personally, who correctly practice as well as taught, then achieved the Sutra Tantra. Sutra, the foundation of Tantra, all the achieved path, so many happened. Even his son Guru, many disciples taught achieved path, Sutra Tantra path happened. And then also the language as well, all of that you see. So anyway, down to his honest. Then so many of our gurus, so many. So from Lama down to these gurus, so who benefited awake awakened from ignorance. So many disciples also in this world are there to bring the light of Dharma in their heart, their mind. You see. So many planted so many people the world planted seed of enlightenment. So easily to quickly to achieve enlightenment. So many people also gave teachings to Sutra Tantra all day. So now here within us. So that so all this is all this is the Lama Tsongkhapa was activity, activity. Then you see by studying Lama Tsongkhapa yourself, by studying Lama Tsongkhapa teaching, you see any merits, any action become dharma. Any merits you collected, you see, with the renunciation, which becomes the cause of liberation from samsara. Then anything, any action becomes dharma with bodhicitta moderation, and then it becomes cause of enlargement. Or then with the understand emptiness, then any action becomes the remedy to the samsara, a remedy to the ignorance, the root of samsara, holding the I as real. You see the holding I as real, or become remedy, or the done with the understanding. With pure emptiness, those actions become the remedy to the ignorance, the root of samsara, the ignorance. All like that, you see, to eliminate. All like this, so all this, by understanding Lama Tsongkhapa teaching, Lamrim. So all this is by kindness of Lama Tsongkhapa. Lama Tsongkhapa's whole action guiding you. So whole your life, anything like this happened due to understand Lama Tsongkhapa teaching. So all these are Lama Tsongkhapa's whole actions. To rejoice. Now I'm talking about yourself. So that. Lama Tsongkhapa say special way, most pure way explain Dharma, most pure way debating, most pure way writing. So that's what in Tibet. The preserved Dharma spread pure Dharma, Buddhism. So I kind of talked a lot about it anyway, so you can see the condensed, you see, the essence. So the rejoice Lama Tsongkhapa, holy activity, uncomparable holy activity. That like sky, holy activity, rejoice. And then rejoice Lama Tsongkhapa merits collected from beginning to birth and up to now and the future. So rejoice all the merits Lama Tsongkhapa in 3 times. Rejoice. How wonderful it is. So then the last, may I, in all the lifetimes, may I be like Lama Tsongkhapa, Sarabkundu Java Tsongkhapa Sode, in all the lifetime, Lama Tsongkhapa, so oneself to be like Lama Tsongkhapa, so you can. You can do that, just do that. Maybe Lama Tsongkhapa in all lifetimes. So at the end, rejoicing. Okay. So having all those qualities and able to work for the benefit of all the sentiments like Lama Tsongkhapa. See?